Hi, Shelley. Well, going back to what we were talking about before in class about the perfect way to make pancakes, I figured I would do for my demonstration a little pancake recipe that we came up with here at home. And it's a banana-based pancake with which is very thin and it resembles a crepe. And the best part about it is it's very healthy. It doesn't use any flour, it doesn't use any sugar. It uses several basic ingredients like bananas, of course, eggs, and some oatmeal here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put the batter here in the blender. So what we usually do is we usually put up 2 eggs. It says for every banana that we use. I've got 3 bananas here, so we're going to have 6 eggs. And that's good enough for a good amount of batter, and we'll make a good amount of pancakes. So obviously we're gonna peel the bananas like so. And then we break them up, put them all in the blender. We do the same with all the other ones. Now, bananas are really good for pancakes because one thing they're full of protein and they're full of potassium, which is very good. And it's also gluten-free. So we got 2. We'll just throw 1 more in here. And this should be plenty. Now we're going to be putting in the eggs. You just put these right in. No laughing at my technique. Here, so again, it's 2 eggs for every banana. Just have to make sure this whole thing gets cleaned up before the wife comes home. And last one. Okay, so it's got a total of 6 eggs as for 3 different bananas. Now we also use oatmeal, and we went out today and we got some oatmeal that is already ground. Yes, and we usually put in roughly half a cup, maybe a little less than that. And that just gets dumped in. That's maybe not even as much as half a cup, maybe a little bit less than that, maybe a third a cup will do. Okay, so we're ready to blend here. Here, make sure this is plugged in, and make sure this is put on. There we go. Yes, and so obviously you're going to want to make sure that this whole thing is blended really well. Let's just check it out. And you should have like a light yellow batter. So you can see all the bits of the oatmeal in there. Now we're going to get ready to start. I already started the pan. What I usually use use stick. You can also use butter as well. That out of the way. You should put in enough batter to cover the pan like that. And you don't want the fire too high, as you always like it around medium. You can even put it down a little bit, and just let that cook for a minute. I'll get this ready too. And this also demonstrates that it is very possible to get coffee at places other than Tim Hortons. You can even brew it yourself. All right, so we'll take a look at this. Yes, not quite there. Not quite there yet. Not yet really ready to flip. And this is just another note. As far as weekends go around here, I'm usually the one who ends up cooking breakfast. Okay. So this whole thing has been a favorite of ours. Okay, all right, we're gonna try to flip here. This is another note. These are going to be very thin, and they do have a tendency to come apart, but that's okay. It's perfectly normal. Pancakes taste the same whether they're in pieces or whether they're whole. I'll actually give that a little bit more time. Turn the fire down a little bit. All right, let's take a look now. Can't really say how long it would take to cook it before you flip it. Usually give it a minute or two depending upon how high your flame is. These will just let those cook for a little bit. Now, just like with any pancakes, you can pretty much put anything you want on it. We like to use syrup. Other people like to use fruit or whatever. This is a brand of syrup that is organic. This is something that we pick up in the States, but of course you can. My personal favorite growing up was Mrs. Butterworth's, which is sold here in Canada. You can pick that up at Metro or Zehrs. But we picked this one up in the States. This one's from Myers. Log Cabin All Natural. This is a favorite of ours. Go back here. We'll check on this. Then give that another minute to cook. Again, don't worry if it doesn't come out as a crepe or whatever. Sometimes it comes out, but the way sometimes when you have the batter going, it'll come apart. It'll come apart in pieces. Don't worry about that. That's perfectly normal. All right. Okay. All right, so we'll go in here. We'll grab one of these. This one's going to be all in pieces, but that's okay. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have yourself very nutritious. And above all, great tasting breakfast. We actually have. We like to keep our syrup up in the fridge. There. And there you go. And there you go, Shelley. This is pancakes made of bananas from the Brown household. For Mediaplex News, I'm Mark Brown.